Russia is backing down. As of yesterday, Russia's Deputy Defense Minister announced Moscow will fundamentally cut back military activity in the cities of Kyiv and Chernihiv. He further proceeds to say that Russia is doing this in order to increase mutual trust for future negotiations. So I find this very interesting way of putting it. Let me translate, if I may. Failure is what has happened in the north of Ukraine. The Russian military has been met with great strategic opposition by Ukraine. They realize that they are overwhelmed and underprepared to really seize the country as they plan to. They have been met with great strategic opposition by Ukraine, so this is a moment for them to truly take a breather, as they need to regroup, reorder, and reassemble their military tactics. I don't know how much I trust Russia's government to keep their promises, and U.S. officials cautioned that Russia could always reverse again if the battle conditions allow. But on the other hand, this could be very well a ploy. Now that Putin sees he's pretty much lost the battle in the north, this could be kind of an advantage kind of situation where he says, okay, look, let's negotiate peace. His mind is thinking, okay, let's preserve my gains in the east and the south and then blow the whistle for a timeout and a peace offer. You know, give us the territory we hold and we'll withdraw everywhere else, and you can join the EU if you want. So basically they're saying we are de-escalating and we're ready for peace, but to what cost? They'll say, of course, join the EU, but annex the cities of Luhansk and Donetsk, or those under the Russian independence. So essentially he's going to hide behind this modest ask. And this is where Zelensky, along with the EU and White House leaders, need to come together to figure out what terms would be okay to give up and if they really want to play into Putin's hands. Ceasefire talks are taking place in Turkey, and this really goes to show how for Russia, even if they do now want to negotiate for peace, their demands for this peace are still essentially getting what they want. So we have to decide if we're going to play into Putin's hands. The EU, the European leaders, along with Zelensky, really have to make a kind of strategic plan to set up negotiations, because at this point it's really Putin's resolve to consolidate the land that he has occupied as of right now. And I don't know if this is something that they should allow for peace, but at the same time I think peace is definitely something where we want to work towards. So there has to be a little bit of give and take, but we don't know essentially what that should be.
Yeah, and to also add, we should be cautiously optimistic about these peace talks. And again, I mean, me personally, I think that Ukraine is going to have to give up some kind of territory to find a peace settlement with Russia. I mean, that's difficult to say, because if we were put in the same position where what if like the U.S. was invaded and we had to give up, let's say like Georgia or Florida, like that would hurt. But I mean, in Ukraine's case, I mean, like, I think it's going to have to be part of that negotiation. And I mean, President Zelensky has been pretty open to that possibility. Like in his language, so like in a Forbes article, Reuters article, they talked about how President Zelensky ruled out trying to recapture all Russian-held territory by force, saying it would lead to a third world war. And instead, he wanted to reach a compromise over the eastern Donbass region, which is Luhansk and Donetsk, held by Russian-backed forces since 2014. So he's not outright saying like you guys can have it, but he's saying like he's open to some kind of negotiation. And yeah, and I think, let's hope that these peace talks continue, because it might be a good deal for them. Like you said, like there's EU membership at stake, where they might allow them to join it, and if they do, they might get that security guarantee. But yeah.